Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Right now I'm in Qingdao. Me and my family were staying here for a month, and today I'm going to the swimming pool. But before we get there, I'd like to show you a little bit of the place we rented and also the neighborhood. So let's go. So here's the place we're staying. Instead of staying in a hotel, we decided to take an apartment. And as you can see, it's quite decent. There's a big living room and then two big bedrooms. So this is the place where my parents are staying, and here's the place I'm staying. And you have a big bathroom and a decent kitchen. And in terms of price, it's quite affordable compared to European or American prices. For a month, I think we paid like somewhere between 8,000 to 10,000 RMB. So if you divide it by 8, that's the euro price you get, and you divide it by 7, that's the US dollar price you get. So I would say it's quite affordable, and it's actually right in the residential neighborhood, somewhere between the north and the south of the city, and it's quite close to the city center. It's like if you take a subway in 15 minutes, you're right in the middle of the city. And as you guys know, or you probably know, Airbnb does not exist in China market. Actually, they officially exited the market a few years ago. So we booked this apartment through a local app. Actually, there are quite a few choices in terms of apps, and the easiest way for foreigners to pick the app to rent an apartment is go through either WeChat or Alipay, and there you should be able to find some short stay options like Tujia or Xiaozhu. They are like the Chinese versions of Airbnb, but one problem that we encounter is renting short term here as a foreigner can be tricky, because sometimes these platforms will ask for Chinese IDs or Chinese phone number. In my case, I personally don't have one, but I have family who live in China who have the local phone number and ID, so they can help out. So they helped me sort it out that. But otherwise, I think if any foreigner want to rent in this way, you can either contact the host directly via these apps, or ask a local friend, a Chinese friend, who can register for you. And here you can see the neighborhood. So down there's a driving school, and ahead of us you have primary school, and of course typically you have a lot of high-rising buildings. They are all residential buildings. Okay guys, so right now let's go have a look at the neighborhood. We're staying on the top floor, so 18th floor. There's a neighbor here, but actually it's not occupied yet, so the apartment is empty. Honestly, the building doesn't look very well maintained, even though actually it's not that old. So actually, as you probably have heard of, there's this real estate bubble. In China, I mean, this has been a problem for years, because for years the local government relied on the land sales to make money, and developers kept building to fuel that demand. But now the demand has dropped sharply in some places, and the prices have collapsed in many cities. And some developers even have gone bankrupt. You have probably heard of this Evergrande, which is a very famous example. So prices in some cities have dropped more than 30%, and it's becoming harder and harder for young people to afford or even want to buy a home. So in the place where we're staying, and the host told us that initially he bought the place for more than 2 million RMB. After years, last year, he wanted to sell the place, but at the price of 2 million, but he didn't manage. So look, here is some fig. And here you have some pomegranate. Yeah. Well, honestly, it is a really nice neighborhood. See, do you recognize the fruits? I don't. But you see there, can you see? There are some grapes. Yesterday we tasted the grape there. It's actually a bit acid. So how do you tell if a tower is occupied or not? You can see, for instance, this one ahead of us. Not every household have installed AC. And I mean, we're in Qingdao and it's very warm here. So it's almost impossible to survive without one. So if there's an apartment without AC installed, you probably tell that it's not occupied. Yeah. So now I just came out of the neighborhood. I'm heading to the metro station. I don't know if you guys can hear the background noise. I don't know if you guys can hear the background noise. That's actually one thing I love about Qingdao in the summer, is the sound of this insects called cicadas. or in Chinese we call it 蝉鸣. It's typically very strong in summer, deep in the summer, approaching autumn. But today, today is not the warmest day. Like yesterday, the cicada sound was really, really strong. But now you can hear, I think. So ahead of us here is a base for military. And here is a primary school. And as in every state-owned companies or schools or government buildings, you can always see this core value of socialism on the wall. It's talking about the core value, which is prosperity, democracy, civilization, harmony, freedom, equity, fairness, rule of law, patriotism, hard working. And here's a museum. So in China, there are quite a few big real estate developers. One of them is the one I just mentioned, Evergrande, and the other one, big one, is Huarun. So this neighborhood is developed by Huarun. Not sure if it's fully occupied. And this one belongs to another real estate developer, Qingdao. I mean, I live in a city where there's almost no high-rising buildings. and I'm not so sure I will feel comfortable living those towers. How about you guys? And yes, this scooters and electric bicycles is now the mainstream in the road. I mean, they have replaced bicycles. All right, so once I cross the street, I'll reach the subway station or the metro station. I think I'm gonna take line 3. So in total, I think there's 8 lines of metro in Qingdao, and I heard they're quite new, they're quite young. The first line was opened only in 2015. And the tickets are actually quite cheap. It's like around 2 to 5 RMB. And one of the reasons why I'm using the metro instead of taxi or Uber is, again, because I don't have a local phone number, and it's really tricky if you don't have one. I mean, nowadays in China, wherever you want to take a taxi, you don't just stand by the road and wave your hand. It's very rare. You always call with your phone, and in order to be able to call a taxi, you have to have a local phone number to receive some verification code. So yeah. But if you want to take public transport, all you need to do is to download Alipay or WeChat and switch to the city of your destination, and then click on transport and generate a public transport code. But of course, you have to link your Alipay or WeChat to your Visa or MasterCard. But I mean, in general, it's very convenient. So here is a local shopping mall. I can show you guys around the other day. But as you can see from outside, have a lot of brands. Have Spa, the supermarket, Decathlon, McDonald's, and also a lot of local brands. So ahead of us is the metro station. Another thing I like about Qingdao so far is its climate. It's quite mild for northern China, honestly, and that's thanks to the sea. So Qingdao is surrounded by Yellow Sea and Bohai. And last night it just rained, so it's not at all warm today. It's like 20-ish degrees centigrade. And actually, a week ago I was in Hong Kong, and trust me, you feel like you live in a steamer there. So I definitely prefer Qingdao to Hong Kong. So here is line 3 and line 4 entrance. So here we go. It's quite empty in the subway station. But I mean, today is Wednesday and now it's like 10 a.m. So it's typical working hours here. I wouldn't expect too much traffic or a big crowd here, except for some babushkas or grandpas. So here we are. Have to get ready with my code, and yeah, they want to do the security check. So where's my code? 1 second. Okay, so here's my code. So if you guys want to get a code, just download this Alipay and switch to your destination, in my case Qingdao, and then just go to transport here. So I already asked to generate a code, but you can just ask to generate a code for Metro. It's super easy. Okay, I'm gonna head to the security check for the Metro. See you guys. All right, so now I'm ready to board the Metro. So this is for number 4. Okay, yeah, here's for number 3. I have to walk a bit. This is interesting. This is an app for novels. Probably I should have entered from another entrance, which is closer to Metro Line 3. I feel like I just took a detour. So the broadcast is talking about the security check. As you can see in China, you have to go through security check, even if you're taking a metro. Oh, it's quite windy here. By the way, which direction I should go? Have to check. So, Qingdao North Station. I could have taken this one. That's okay. Bye, Metro. See you later. So it will be a ride of like 20 minutes. And it's very interesting here. I think it's very considerate of them to do this. So they have separated the metro into the low cool part and high cool part. So if you're someone who loves to stay in a super cool AC room, you go to that direction. And if you want to just stay in a, let's say, a warmer metro, just choose car 4, 5, and 6. I'm fine to stay in a low cool car. Hey guys, I'm just done with my swimming. And guess what? I just realized that I still have an old Chinese phone number that I could use to call for a taxi. So I just did so on one of those Chinese Uber app. By the way, Uber also doesn't exist in China anymore, but instead you have a lot of equivalents on Chinese app stores. And the easiest way is to actually go with one of them on either WeChat or Alipay. Those are always built-in apps within Alipay or WeChat. So I'm now just waiting for my taxi.